A lot of kids struggle in school, and we should help them, not discourage them.
I wish people knew that education could be fun and something that kids should look forward to.
I wish that more people understood that education is a tool to help kids learn and figure out what they want to do, not a tool to help them make kids do what they want to do.
I wish more people knew that sometimes in educational circumstances, more homework and a lot of it can increase anxiety, stress, and even depression. In the worst case, suicide.
I wish that people knew that you have the legal right to limit your child's homework time if they are given way too much homework.
I know a lot of people who think it's useless and that it will never benefit them in real life. I wish people knew how fun education could be. Of course, there are these bad people that, well, not necessarily bad people, but people who make school a bad experience for others. But I just wish some people knew how fun it could be in schools and stuff.
I wish more people knew that kids need a 10 to 30 minute break in school, so when they get back to their academic work, they'll be ready and just ready for what they have to do next.
At the beginning of the year, I was really nervous because I thought that making friends would be impossible because I knew nobody. But then I realized that everybody here is practically as soon as you walk through the door or you sign up, you're practically friends. So I'm really liking my experience here.
The special benefits of the education here at TCS is that there's really allowed room for everybody to grow kind of in their own way and at their own pace. I see a lot of the teachers really holding that on the forefront of their minds.
I really like that we get to have electives. At my old school, we didn't have electives. We just had classes that were after 3 because my school went until 6 or whenever your parents picked you up. I like that we have the electives and that we have content block and all that stuff. It's all new to me and I like it a bit better than my other school.
For that. All right, here we go. Here's your first statement, all right? Most immigrants are here illegally. True or false? Most immigrants are here illegally. Okay, kind of in the middle. Kind of off closer to false, a little closer to true. Anybody want to have any opinion about that? Something that you want to say, Sophie?
I think the importance is the same as even with younger kids, where it's an opportunity for students to work on those social emotional skills and develop them authentically. Recess is an opportunity for them to not have the teacher directing what they're doing at that time. They kind of choose what they're doing, and we have so many options at recess right now. So you see the fort building, or students who want to draw or play games or run around. And so I think recess is an opportunity for them to let off some steam, get a break from the rigorous academic work that we do, but also have an authentic experience for them to practice those social skills and form relationships. That is something I couldn't create in the classroom.
We are!
Is that 45 minutes is kind of the cap on how much you can exert your focus on an academic task, it seems. And so when we get to that point, and I'm seeing that students need a release, which is something that I'm sure you would see at any schools, students needing that break, then we use going outside as an opportunity for them to get that break that they need. And when we return, in my experiences, as soon as we return back to the classroom, the students are more focused and more motivated because they're given that opportunity to be outside and to get a little break from the academic work.
Thing to do during recess. It's just it offers a lot of creativity and overall, I guess, understanding of the materials outside and how they can all come together to build something great. Well, building out here teaches some aspects of design, architecture, engineering, how weight is proportioned through its structure. And it also teaches somewhat problem solving, because if it falls down, you have to think about how to fix it and how to make it not fall down the next time.
So my middle level students, a good chunk of them love building forts at recess, and it's brought up a lot of interesting issues. So one thing that came up at one of our town hall was how there was people who were thinking that they're builders and others aren't, and then ownership was a big problem. Not a problem, but it was a big issue that came up. So students who make their forts, they felt like so much ownership and pride over that. So when someone would alter their fort or take down their fort, it was like a personal attack. Fort building led to my class having a great conversation about culture and creating a classroom culture and a school culture where people aren't feeling targeted because their forts are being altered or taken down. And then we also talked about power dynamics, because it was interesting. I assumed that the younger kids who were building forts would be like, no, it's my fort, I want it up, I have ownership. And it actually was the other way around, that the older kids felt like they really wanted ownership over the forts. So it gave my middle level students an opportunity to talk about how do you create a culture or shift a culture in your school or your environment. And then also we discussed the power dynamics and how they sometimes they unfold unconsciously. So it was a great opportunity. And my students love it because they work together, they build something, they get out some physical energy because they have to exert a lot of strength or power to build the fort they're making. It's very creative. We're seeing different types of forts, so there's so many benefits to it.
So much material is right there.
It was for insulating.
I think nature is good for kids and teens because it relieves a lot of stress that they have in unnatural life, and it relieves unnatural stress. It also can relieve some natural stress too. Well, not being in nature is a bad thing because it's kind of like a cutoff of what's actually real in the world. Well, obesity is one thing. When people are inside all day, every day, they kind of get pudgy, I guess we could say. But that can change if they go outside.
Hello. I am officially trying to find my way back. This is where I am right now. All I really need to do is follow this path.
Well, it actually shows you what's in the real world. Like I said before, it's kind of like a medicine, anxiety medicine and a stress medicine, and it also helps you get off electronics because it can be funnest. Well, I have a lot of experience with nature. I go outside almost every single day into my local forest preserve, and I learned a lot of things just by looking at it, at how the river flows and how the birds fly, bees buzz, and plants grow.
Spending time out in nature has lots of benefits. I think it has emotional and psychological benefits. So it has the benefit of calming you down, if nothing else, helping you relax. I think it has physical benefits, it's opportunities to get out and get exercise, to hike and to explore. I think it has intellectual benefits, which is kind of connected to the exploration and discovering new things. And as you discover new things, you ask questions about the world and can go back and learn more about the world and how the world works. I think for groups of kids, it has great social benefits, where groups of kids and adults, they can get out in natural spaces, they can play games with one another, they can take risks doing things out in the woods or in natural settings that maybe they can't do if they're in a classroom or on a playground.
Gross. So that you don't fall. Gonna fall, Curio.
Now hold on to the tree. No.
Abby, come on.
Holding on to the tree.
You're fine.
You're not gonna fall.
Nice. Yay! Turn around.
I want a learning environment where learning is fun and curiosity is celebrated. Curiosity about all kinds of things, not just academic subjects, but everything that the world has to offer. I want a learning environment where every individual's voice is important, where students have choices about what they pursue and how they pursue it, and where different people's strengths and talents can shine.
So many kangaroos. Whoa! You just have to put them in the in fun. Whoa, good. I wonder how much fits in my boat.
We'll put some more down here. So Lily, remember the goal is to first predict how many, then count. Once you realize how many will fit, you're counting to see how many it holds.
70. Oh my gosh. I wonder how much mine holds. My gosh, mine can float like a lot. Whoa.
Are you done with your
Mine is like a 10-foot army. Love that. It's so cool. Two. Mine is heading over to you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Mine's is gonna get you. My boat is gonna get you. Sam, my boat is gonna get you. Oh no. It's gonna shoot the cannon at you. Fire!
Well, I think freedom is important in everything. I think, bottom line, I think you can't make anyone do anything. Everything that happens in the world happens because people want to do it in some way, shape, or form. You can't make a child learn. And so freedom and the ability to manage your own learning and manage your own experience is hugely important. It's the only way that things get done in my experience.
Show your pictures, showing a lot of